So even before we get to the inspection process, which is taking place, we insist on getting a copy of that electronic voters roll and for independent auditors to comb through it. We saw in the recent Kenyan election that KPMG, an independent audit firm, was able to audit the voters roll. That's the sort of standard we expect for an election in Zimbabwe.
Just people, welcome to my channel. This is Uncensored, and I just want to extend my gratitude really to everyone who's just rolling life with me. I want to say shout out, thank you for subscribing to the channel, and don't forget to ring the bell, because the bell will notify you every time I drop a video, so that at least we can just run this life together. It's a beautiful day.
Constitutional standard, and I'm sure this is exactly why most Zimbabweans are demanding that ZEC does what it's supposed to do, and until it's demonstrated that independence and that willingness to hold a free, fair and credible election that's verifiable as stipulated by our law, that's the only way we can have confidence in the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission.
Well, how do we translate the lack of confidence in the Electoral Commission with the voters' roll, Fadzai? Are those two issues pretty much interchangeable? And of course, you as the Citizens Coalition for Change, what you're asking is for Zimbabweans to go out and actually inspect the roll.
Well, the number one demand before the election even takes place is that we have a copy of the voters' roll. Not only that we're given a copy, but that we're given an electronic copy, and that this electronic copy is independently audited. We've seen in a number of elections across the continent, and in accordance with SADC's guidelines on elections, that it's a key imperative that this voters' roll must be tested. It must be audited to ensure that there are no ghost voters, to ensure that there are no repeat voters reflected thereon, and to ensure that those who are reflected there, their details are accurate. So even before we get to the inspection process, which is taking place, we insist on getting a copy of that electronic voters roll and for independent auditors to comb through it. We saw in the recent Kenyan election that KPMG, an independent audit firm, was able to audit the voters roll. That's the sort of standard we expect for an election in Zimbabwe. We are not satisfied at the moment that constitutional imperative of freeness and fairness is being adhered to in regard to the voters' roll, because recently Mr. Mnangagwa and Zanu PF were sending text messages to all citizens saying, please join this WhatsApp group, to all citizens saying, please join this WhatsApp group. The only way they could have gotten the details and our information, which is in accordance with the new boundaries that were freshly delimited, was if they have a copy of the voters' roll.
We all know that there's always been issues every time when we either pre-election or post-election. So very sad indeed. Quite a number of people who did not find their names on the voters' roll. And I just want to read out this tweet that has been sent out by Tim Pachedu. You know Tim Pachedu, right? That is, ZEC has made significant changes that contradict what is in the gazetted final delimitation report. For instance, we have found 1,083 new polling station codes that is ZEC is now using, but are nowhere in the delimitation report. ZEC must explain this huge discrepancy. So this is about 1,083 new polling stations, which means these polling stations are not in the final delimitation report. Very sad indeed, very sad indeed. I've seen quite a number of members of parliament, especially for Citizen Coalition for Change, that are actually not on the voters' roll. So I don't know if there's more that needs to be done, but people were complaining on Twitter. You have to share quite a number of tweets that you guys can see and the people that have been complaining. So one of them is actually Jasmine Tofa, the one that was assaulted last time by some of Zanu PF hooligans in Bulawayo. So she said, on the 16th of May 2023, 12 days ago, my name appeared on hashtag 265, star 265 hash. Today it does not appear both on the voters' roll and on the app. So she can't find your name on the voters' roll. This is quite very sad, really. A number of people. So we also have another member of parliament too. So this guy called Nicola Watson too. He did not find his name on the voters' roll. So I went to check my name on the voters' roll at Christ the King, and my name is not there yet. 3 of those who live at my addresses are it Zek. He was literally addressing Zek. Are you serious? How does a sitting MP not appear on the voters' roll? Like, how can that be? You know what I mean? And we also have another member of parliament as well, David Coulthard, also do complain that he did not find his name as well on the voters' roll. So I said, this is starting to look utterly partial. How can a sitting MP who hasn't changed her address now not find a name on the voters' roll? When I tried to check, I couldn't. So he literally tagged quite a number of people too, so that at least everyone can have that on record. This is very disturbing. We also have, so that is David Coulthard, and I think I saw Washman Ngwe as well, who complained this very same issues. So I don't know, really, I don't know. The situation in Zimbabwe is quite disturbing. But I want to say this, guys, you need to keep calm, but use wisdom, because I think the goal of ZANU-PF is to make sure that they bring, you spend most of your time thinking about all the confusion and being confused, angry, and wasting time so that they can play their dirty cards. You must never just chill and relax while you are dealing with the situation calmly, because at the end of the day, the truth will always prevail. So I would encourage you guys to chill. Now, very shocking news, because Newsday reported that ZANU-PF hijacks voters' roll inspection. So I don't know how can ZANU-PF inspect the voters' roll when they're also a competitor. How can that be? Voters' roll should be inspected by an independent auditor, like what Fadzai Mahere suggested. It's very sad, but I just want to encourage you guys to chill. So Piers Pego also tweeted such a very powerful message. He said, overarching resources in occupancy while secure ZANU election victory according to predictions from those merely mouth analysts. Fitch so spineless. Why don't they say what they mean? This is about manipulation of election environment and processes. I also said the very something that I feel like there must be something going on here. People should really understand how the spiritual world works. Right, we're living in very dark times, that sometimes what you see, the words that you see, there's always a spiritual voice behind it. So in every situation, especially a matter of interest, there's always a lot of manipulation. And I wish people can understand never to listen to many voices, but rather focus on the most important part. The eyes should be on the ball. The eyes should be on the ball to win elections and let Zimbabwe be free, and be free indeed. So guys, tell me what you think in the comment section below, because I can see you guys in my next upload. I love you all and God bless you. Bye for now. Just people, welcome to my channel. This is Uncensored, and I just want to extend my gratitude really to everyone who's just rolling